Alright. So I've been messing with the 3D printers a lot. They've been broke down. Sadly, both of them broke down at the same time. The reason I have two is that, if one breaks, I still have one more to do prints, but they broke one after another. Not cool. I know I've been like printing a bunch the past couple months, but didn't expect the larger one to like break down to the smaller one I've had for a couple years. So, but now I'm really diving into 3D printing, to make some money on the side. And I'm just like, I'm like, dang it. And I got an order in, which I need to ship by Monday. Which, normally I would just, I mean, it's like an 8-hour print. I would just print it, get it ready, and then, take a day or two and like have it print off, like, or have it shipped out by, Saturday. But we'll see. If it, if it works, I think I spent all day yesterday messing with the printers, had ordered parts, and now today I'm hoping the smaller printer works. I think I need to order more parts for the bigger printer, and I might just overall get new parts, upgraded parts. I don't even want to say they're upgraded parts because I think the parts I'm getting are just slightly better than stock. That's it. They're just slightly better. All right, so let's see. So I'm gonna gotta fix the gravity component, then I gotta see what's going on with these guys over here. Might be easier to fix these guys first. I think there's an issue with the waypoint system. Let's go ahead and see. Our state controller, they only have one state. Well, this guy has one state, so waypoint state. Um, you should just move to the waypoints. And I know the waypoints. Oh, waypoint movement. I thought they used the move to functionality, and it does not. Okay. So what's going on here then? Speed multiplier. Let's go ahead and serialize that field. Serialize these fields instead. Don't want to make anything public unless I have to. I need to get used to, like, I need to get hotkeys for this keyboard. What I should do is start doing, like, some typing tests. Let me see if there's some typing tests. Because I know my typing's gotten way slower over the years. I want to say, like, I'm probably at, like, 50 words per minute. 71, 97% accuracy. Me. I think in my prime, I used to type like 100 words per minute. 71, I felt like that was an easy test. So the sound definitely threw me off. I think I'm probably sitting at 60 words per minute. I think that was an easy test. And happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to all the Americans here. All right, so my renderer, my material. I think if I go to behavior, let me update this because I don't think this is right. Does this on awake movement, my renderer, my material. Okay, so don't need that. Let's go close that. My material. Don't need my renderer. Material. Get new color. I think this one. This is because it uses secondary color as well. Um, maybe I'll update a lot of stuff to do that too. Maybe I'll update but like, I want to get to the pawn level. And so I'll catch up with some of these like minor things I want to do later on. Let's just fix this. Refreshed logger. What the heck is this? And so I thought I did this with my move to function as well. You see that. But the move to doesn't use waypoints, right? Go to enemy, fish navigation, attack. So move to I see. Oh man. Okay. It's enabled. Put this right here on the side. Go. I don't know how to hide. I was playing roguelike today. Before I started streaming, I got to play for an hour. It's a good game. I like it. It's by Code Rad. I know he's been working on it for years. I I think he's been working on it 5, 6 years, I think now. He's been streaming. I've been watching him stream for I think, since the beginning, almost the beginning, I think. Distance logger. Oh, this is the one. So waypoint. Like if you miss the waypoint, or move to just moves you in a direction, right? Doesn't actually move you to any position. Um, so if distance is less than distance threshold, and it has not refreshed. Distance logger equals distance. Distance is less than distance threshold. Next waypoint. So what is happening? Need to. I think everything should be show debug. So I need to update a lot of that stuff. So let's say if show debug. So we should always show assertions, and I need to get better at this, that logging warnings, logging assertions. Assertions are errors, of course, and those are logged as errors. Then the warnings too, so we can start seeing those better. Update colors, base update colors. So on start, right, we're gonna go to show debug. Okay. On start, which I think we already do that on the base start. We do that here. Index is 0. Distance logger is distance. The distance logger is meant to be logs the distance to the current waypoint to validate its distance is distance, to validate the object is moving towards the next waypoint. Okay. Close this. I don't want waypoint to act. I think there's gonna be some similarities and some differences. So index is 0 on start. Show debugger. Update direction. Updates colors. Point. So direction, if movement is frozen, we just unfreeze. Movement. Update input direction, which is direction. Set move speed, speed multiplier. Yeah, I don't see. And then it's enabled, so distance, show debug, distance. If distance is less than distance threshold, then we go to the next waypoint. If it's greater than, and refresh logger, we update and say waypoint needs resetting. And I think that's what's going on. For some reason, maybe. I think the issue could be that no, I don't know. Well, so the cinematic enemy should not be active. Oh, look, a script's missing. What is this supposed to be? Oh, shoot. All right, let's remove that. Not sure what that's supposed to be. We've got movement. Health, activator, component. Let's see. So it should just. I don't think this even needs the water detection. Could delete that. Ray vision. Yeah, I don't think I need ray vision at all here. Just the state controller. It's going to start on the waypoint. That starts the waypoint. And it triggers a death event. Well, and I guess it's supposed to die too. I don't see anything here about that. Yeah, there's no death state. Should probably do that too. Let me add that. So I gotta up these names to be state, like, not scriptable, because they're not scriptable objects anymore. And then death. If I could spell death state. And then on death. So in the state controller, we'll have our death state. Our health will, on death, switch the camera, and we'll kill this guy. Go to death state. And then we'll just destroy this object. Game object. What do I do for the enemies when they're death state? Destroy component. Okay. Object to destroy is myself. And on death, on destroy. Okay. Still should be go to waypoint. You die because you get attacked. What else? Yeah, it should just go there. I'm not sure. I don't see any issues with what's going on, but I think I have seen an issue where like that comes up. It says they're going the wrong way. They need to reset. So I think something is wrong with this. So on start, we enable refresh loggers false. Distance is whatever that value is, and this distance is less than distance threshold, and distance threshold is 0.5. Yeah, like this should just work. Okay, so I'm gonna test that, and then the gravity. See what's going on in the gravity as well. Should get this. And it should be so the gravity component. Let's see. I know this was working before. Test state has no behavior. My bad. So yeah, they get activated at start, and I think that could be the issue. because he's gonna go. Let me see, where is that? That state. And these guys just need to get their own behaviors. I need to make that update. Pretty sure that's what's happening. I don't want that. I want... I was gonna play music, but... Oh yeah, he gets deactivated. Waypoints are still there. Okay. Why are you not hitting you, huh? I still think they're attacking too soon. I think I just need to finesse that a little bit more. You see how he like turned and he still attacked? They're supposed to turn and face me, so I gotta look into that dot product again. Let me give him a second, see if he catches up. See how he's like attacking me right there. So I gotta change that value a bit. I gotta get a controller. I gotta bring in my controller. It's too much for my old age. I can't be using a keyboard no more. Alright, I'm just gonna zoom past these guys. Open up this. Pause it. Let's see. So I need to turn off all these debugs too. Start slow down. Ray Vision parent player. This is on water detection check. Name. Close to water borders. Let me say on close to water borders. Yeah. I don't even know why I have that debug anymore. I don't need that. So I should just be calling whoever's like triggering that event or who's reacting to that event is more important than it happening. So obviously the player is getting there, and then on close to water, we can see here. This is what I care about right here. See, so on close, and this is what we're looking for. So let's kind of see there. Close on out of water. So on out of water is called movement comp, add force, gravity force, and we can see. Let's check out the player. Rigid body. Oh, gravity scale is 0. Oh no. What about the enemies? That's why it's not working. Because I took away gravity scale. No, does that matter? Because I'm faking the gravity, so I'm just adding a force downwards. Unless that's being changed. Again, that's like on out of water. I mean, it's just add force. The drift should be using the same thing. Where's my drift? left drift. This is adjust force. I see. Okay. I swear this was working before. Let me see. Player. The only thing I could think of, it doesn't have the correct rigid body. But dash component does the same thing, right? Yeah, just add force, movement component. Hold on, let's see. Should be the same thing. Dash on awake. Get movement component. This one's just on dash. Should put this in here. Private movement component. Yeah, that's right. We get it on awake. just add force. How much is the dash? That is the direction times boost amount. Obviously that works. Boost amount is 800. Gravity is, let's make this one 800 too. Let's go ahead and save. Let me move my spawn point. There's an issue with the force. I think I can fix that with, I think add force. Gravity. Force. There's force and then there's impulse. I forget. Using its mass, impulse. I think it defaults to force, but I think impulse. Let's try impulse. The other issue is right. I'm detecting when I'm out of water, and that's only be called like on out when I'm out, when I first leave the water. I swear ahead. I wonder if I can see the history of these changes. I don't think so. So there needs to be, what it should be is a constant force. So let's say public void fixed update, and say if and let's go ahead and make out of water. Then we need to go movement, add force, gravity force, right? We'll just keep applying this force. Yeah, I'll keep it force mode. And see, water's true. Back in water. Is false, right? So when you get close, we still want you to be able to like exit the water or stay close to the water. And maybe we can have like different properties for that. And so that's going to be applied per second now. What we want to do is revert that. Go to gravity. Let's make it 8. Let's go play. Yeah, exit prefab mode. I'm just gonna stream for like another 30 minutes. But yeah, so we need to make this a little bit more gravity. A little bit more. You should like feel it instantly, you know. And the force is just too much. Right? It should be, maybe I need to change it to impulse. Let me change it to impulse. Zora, what's up? Happy 4th. Happy Independence Day. What's going on? What are your plans today? Oh, dang. Okay. Let's see, reduce that a little bit. Yeah, it's just too much. Like, am I still, let me see, hold on. Am I still on close? Okay, I'm close. I need to make sure I turn those debugs off. Oh, that's the problem. I'm still not out of water here? How am I not out of water? No wonder I'm having issues. There we go. How am I not out of water there? I should be out of water now. What? So that's an issue with the ray vision. Layer check offset. Can I see? Hit show gizmos. There we go. Let's see. There you go. Yep. So the detection length. And we want the detection length to be like that. Offset. And that should be me out of water. Because there's only one detection here, right? There's only one. And even if I have like more, right? That, considering that most of my body is out of water, should be a sign to say, hey, you know what, you're out of water. So it doesn't matter about the offset, but the fact that the majority of my body's out of the water should trigger this. And I wonder if that's happening with the ground detection as well, and maybe that's what's been the bug. And then let's go check the ray vision then, this detection component. Water detection check. And I thought I fixed this. I thought I had made some changes that like made it more refined about this. So total hits. On back in water equals layer ray count. Okay, so yeah, right. And then total hits at water surface. Total hits at water surface is false. In water. Why are there so many? Okay, let's see. Check if we left the water. In water and total hits is 0. And I don't want it to be 0, right? I want it to be less than a percentage. Right? Number of total hits. Let me see. Ray count check. Ray count? Whatever. So that's 4 to 16. So yeah, layer ray check. It's an internal. That's fine. It's less than or equal to layer ray check divided by 4, right? And that determines like if I'm out of water. I think I'll do that just fine. Why do I have to serialize this field like this? Oh, because it's a getter setter. In water. Is it public? No, it's not public, so at water surface. Who uses this? Anybody outside here? No, it's all private, so no one can. Alright, let me fix this. Clean this up. Not at the water surface. And total hits is less than. Let's make a. Okay, total 2 is. We'll actually make some getters here. So private. We'll say at water surface. We don't need to get that. What is that? Ray vision detection at water surface. What the hell is that? That's nothing, right? That's just made up. Get out of here. Private. Private based on our. Okay, yeah. Water events. What? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We don't have any water check properties. Whatever. Maybe we will. I don't know. But it's definitely not this, right? So we'll say get no, we don't want that. Let me see layer. Oh. I don't know. Call this. I think this needs to be int. Amounts of water. tolerance, I guess. I don't know. This is gonna say total hits less than it says not out of water and total hits is less than that. Okay, and we'll say like so say serialized field, right? Int out near water. It's gonna be 2. And I'll write notes on this, I guess. Total hits will be layer ray check minus near water tolerance. So that should be total hits. So if you got like 10 or 4, right? We have 4. We're only using 4 ray counts. So 4 is not, right? So we're not near the surface, but if we have the tolerance of whatever, of 2, and we're near the surface, then we can say like make that 1. And really it should just be a percentage, which is what I want. And it probably should be a percentage. Rounded down, I guess. I don't know. Ray checks that the object has left water. And same thing here. Percentage of ray checks. And we're going to give it a range as well. So let's give it a range. Range. It's going to be 0 to 1. And it's going to give you 0.5. And you're going to have also 0.25. And maybe I'll make a note as well, because it should be actually 50. Let's make a note of this as well. Field. I don't think we need to make it a field. Header. Let's say I want to check properties. Yeah, whatever. Properties. And we're gonna say out of water tolerance should always be greater than here. And maybe I'll add some more documentation to that. I don't know. Okay, so we'll say total hits. We're gonna make that like a percentage too, right? Yeah, because we have to make it percentage based to match that. So make that percentage base. Layer rate count, head count is our 100%, right? So we'll say, hey, you want to divide it by that minus, well, no, minus is less than or equal to the near water tolerance, right? Percentage of hits to total hits, yeah, hits to recheck count. And true, right? True and equal to tolerance, right? So we're near the surface when, you know, our total hits is that. It doesn't have to be greater than 0, right? Because total hits will always be greater than 0, unless you're out of water. Then it'll just equal 0. And what we'll do is what we need to do too is so if we're at the water surface, we'll go close to bounds. And I can keep the logic here and just delete that. I don't think anyone uses this. No one can because it's private, right? That's what I was saying. And I'm just gonna comment that out. Say at water surface. So yeah, if we're at the water surface, we're gonna say, hey, you know what? Invoke this method. But we also have to do the other thing I guess we have to do is, like, when we say, okay, well, we're at the water surface, so we shouldn't invoke it, right? We can't be invoking it every time, right? So we need to say So we'll say like at. So we invoke it, right? And we'll say surface has changed equals true. I don't know what to say here. So I don't know. That it's been set. Say at surface is true. This needs to be false. False. So if we're at the water surface and it has not been set, then we set it to true and we invoke. And then I guess we continue to check that. We'll say if at the water surface has been set, what do we do, right? I think other things change it, right? This becomes like a switch where everything's just turning things on and off. There can only have like one state. Like it can be either near the surface, in water, or out, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and make it a state. So let's make an enum. Water detection state. Look at that. Look at you, AI. You already know what's up. At water surface, in water, out of water. Perfect, right? Only problem is that, you know, we'll deal with it later in a bit. Got like 10 minutes before I jump off. I want to say, let's go ahead and say private bool. I'm going to say water state. Or current state. We'll say current state. Current state is going to be in water. And water. State in water. And we're in water, right? And we're gonna say, and that current state does not equal not surface. And then we'll say current state is at water surface. Cool. Cool beans, right? At water surface. Then we'll say, so at surface. If at surface and total hits, then we're back in water. So what determines back in water? In water. Total hits is air. I'm gonna redo this. Return total hits equals layer. And you know what we'll do? Divided by that, it's greater than, and we'll say we're in water when total hits is greater than 0.9, right? But the thing is that, yeah, it'd be 4. If you have 3, you're out of water. Right, okay. Yeah, if total hits, you have 3 hits in the water. Yeah. Okay. If you're at the surface, we're expecting that 2 out of the 4 hits. 2 of 4 hits is being detected. And I'll have to double check because I'll have to go through logic, clean this up some more. Because we're saying here it's got an equal layer count, but also back in water. So we don't care if we're at the surface, right? Just want to say, hey, you know what? In water and current state does not equal in water. We say, okay, current state is in water. In water is true when we have all our hits, pretty much, right? So that's 4 divided by 4 is 1. 3 divided by 4 is 78.75, right? 75%. We're back underwater. In water. Back in water, yeah. So I don't know why it's this. Then total hits. If we're in water and at water surface, this that's just silly. So let's get all our ducks in a row here. Check if right, yeah, so we're at the water surface, which means okay, and then and this is the other thing, I think on entered water, so on close to bounds, and then when we enter the water, what we want to say is that we're not in water. And what it should be is that we're in, so this one says like we're not in water and our total hits like yeah, on enter, okay. And then this is probably where I'm going to end it to gravity. We're in water. Back in water. So let's get these states, right? So check. At water state. Surface state. In water state. Not state. So we'll check, are we in the water state? Are we in water? Is in water true? We're not in the water state. Then we go say, hey, we're back in the water. I had to like write some pseudocode for this. Then we'll say, what determines out of water state? At surface, we're in water when this happens, and we're out of water when total hits is less than 11. That's right. And we can say the same thing. We can say we have in water tolerance, out of water tolerance. That's right. Okay. And in water tolerance is 0.9. And maybe I'll figure out how to word this better. Like an editor tool would be cool, but maybe I'll figure out how to do that some other time. So at surface, if total hits is 0, what does that mean? That means I'm out of water, right? And then that should just be false. Because I think my issue here with at surface, because this percentage right here is the same, right? It's total hits layers is less than, but I can just say like it's greater than 0, so, and say hit percentage, perfect, thank you, AI. Hit percentage and hit percentage, it's greater than 0, right? Or greater than out of water tolerance, really tolerant. And so, yeah, that's perfect. So then we're in water when our hit percentage, and I can write that too, so we can kind of keep some consistency. Oh, you know what? I'll just make a Boolean. Yeah, we'll say, floats. If percentage. Perfect, thank you, AI. You make typing so easy. Hit percentage. I think, whatever. My for Unity, I can't think of what it's called. My styling, my coding styling is not good. I definitely am all over the place. Maybe one day I'll care. It's less than out of water tolerance, right? Okay. So in water, total hits equals layer. That means we're going to invoke that we've entered the water. So basically we want to say in water and current state equal in water. We've entered the water. But this is the I think this is the weird one. Because there's entered water. We don't have an on entered water state. We have at near surface because it should be the kind of the same thing. But I don't know how to treat that just yet. So we'll say, I think I'm going to comment this out for now. Since we're already in the water, so out of water. If out of water is true and current state equal out of water state, we call out of water and we'll say, right, easy enough. So the only thing I think that's gonna happen, so we call out of water, back in water, and we just call those functions, I guess. I think we save that. Let's go to movement. Movement, gravity. Oh no, I'm looking for ray vision. We'll just call these things. Wait. Oh, it is my gravity. Because it just calls the water detection. It says out of water is true. and we get back in water. So yeah, I don't use on entered, so I think that's okay. And I don't use like close to water bounds. I think that's good. So what am I seeing? So okay. So on start, out of water tolerance is 50. Near water tolerance is 25. In water tolerance is 90. We've got water surface. Hit percentage. So, okay, so we start out and we're in water, right? We're gonna say, I don't even have that. That's why, because my state says in water. So I'm in water, right? This is true. And my state, if say like I'm out of water for some reason, this is false. Which means hit percentage is less than that. That's gonna be false. And my state is in water. What's gonna happen is, okay, it's gonna look at, okay, what other states are true, because I'm in water, and I think all these tolerances should match up. It says at water surface. Am I near the surface then, or am I just out of water? Hit percentage is less than that. So if I'm out of water, which is gonna be 50%, it's like, yeah, hey, I'm out of water and I'm in the water state, so I need to go to out of water state and call that. Or am I at the surface and that percentage is like, okay, my hit percentage is less than the near water tolerance but greater than the out of water tolerance. Then I'm at the surface level. So the other thing that happens, I think, is that when I'm coming back down, there's gonna be a on close to water bounds call, because I hit that, I'm out of water, and that's true, and then that's gonna be false as I get to the water surface value. And I'm gonna call this function, but I don't do anything with it, so it's not really a problem. And then I'm not in the water till I'm actually like in the water, which is in water tolerance. So I think that's gonna be okay. This should work for everybody. Maybe I'll reverse these so that they all match up. So in water is 90%. I'll just do that now. But this doesn't make sense. So near water tolerance means... I gotta make sure this all makes sense too when they're like creating the values. That hit percentage is less than... Hold on. Hit percentage. So if I'm in water, it's greater than the in water tolerance, which is 0.9. If I'm near the surface... This should be 0.75 actually. Right? We keep things the same. I've been saying that, okay, hey, I'm in water at 90% tolerance. I'm near water at 75%. And I'm out of water at 50%. That makes sense. So let's keep to that and say out of water or in water should be first. In water. So we're in water at 90%. Right? In water is greater than, the hit percentage is greater than 90%. At surface should be between, it's less than the near water tolerance, which is 75%. And the outer water tolerance, it's greater than... what the heck? What am I trying to say here? Should near water tolerance just be in between that? And say, okay, well, you're near the water when... Or you're near the surface when... when you're less than the in-water tolerance. When the hit percentage is less than the in-water tolerance and greater than the out-of-water tolerance. Okay. Right. So, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, hit percentage. Out of water. So we're in water. 90% hits. Which means all four. We're at the surface. When 75%. or between 90 and 50%. We're at the surface. Then out of water is less than 50%. What do I need to say here? I gotta figure out a good way to put this. Say, in water tolerance, percentage, number of hits, number of, say ray hits, ray. And you also say like more hits means, I don't know, more the object in water, fewer hits means less. Yeah, and I think that's gonna work pretty good. So let's go check it out. And yeah, tolerance of, so in water tolerance is 9. So out of water tolerance. Oh, hold on. So gravity should be on out of water. Let's check our movement. Gravity. Okay. It looks like we're doing good. Let's clear that. So on out of water. And we're determining that based on what? Gravity on out of water. Out of water. Okay. I lost it. We're at the surface. Back in water. Maybe it is the other way. Nope. So out of water hit percentage is less than. Oh wait, I did that wrong. My bad. I put hit percentage is less than tolerance. It needs to be greater than. tolerance. We're in water. Wait. Hold on. Out of water when the hit percentage. Oh no, that should be right. Hit percentage is total hits. Hit percentage. It's greater than in water. Tolerance. I should be calling that on out of water, right? On out of water. Okay. And I think it's being called correctly. Look like out of water, back in water. Back in water. Hold on. So what says out of water? Out of water is out of water. Out of water is hit percentage is less than or equal to out of water tolerance. Okay, let's see. Let me turn on the gizmos and see. It shouldn't be... Unless I did something with the ray vision. Show gizmos. Total hits is 4, which is right. So we have 4, and that's what we're saying is that when that determines that we're in water, which is 90%. And then out of water. So we should still be determined at so out of water. I think I could serialize this field. Or serializable, I think. Serialize. I don't know if it's serializable. I think it is. I think I just gotta serialize this field. So now I can determine what state I'm in. But I am bouncing back forth. So let's see, it should pop up. Yeah, oh no, that's layer water. In water, yep, there we go. Where's that? Ray vision, we're in water. Let me show gizmos. It's like so fast it doesn't even update. Because it just says back. So hold on. What do I do? Close to bounds. Close to bounds. And tolerances. You know what? Oh, this is just... Okay. Out of water, back in water. Back in water. Back in water. Saying that in water is true. Hold on. So out of water. So it should just be like in water is when it's greater than that percentage, right? And so when I leave, in water should be false. There should be a moment in between. Going out of the water. I'm no longer in the water, but I haven't hit the out of water tolerance yet. That I should be at, like, at the surface. Maybe I should print the hits here. Water protection hits, total hits, there we go. Okay, let's do that. Let's see what's going on. And then the other animation step. Oh, it's already 5:30. Oh, let me go with there, ray vision. So we've got 4. Three, right? So for a second, it hits 3. I don't understand. It's gonna be one of those dumb things I'm like not thinking about. That means hit percentage is 0.75, right? In water tolerance. Right. So it should be at water surface is true. And then out of water tolerance. Hit percentage is less than out of water. Maybe I should just mess with that. The outer water tolerance. Yeah, it shouldn't be out of water until like I gotta feel like I've got to print out those values too. Like, I shouldn't be in water unless all 4 are in. I'm missing something. Hit percentage is 1. Oh, that's right. So, hit percentage is 0. What? Ow. Ow. How's hit percentage 0? Because you can't divide 3 by 4 or what? Is that really the problem? You can't divide 3 by 4? I need to cast these. I can't believe it. Yes. So it's working because it's going to 0. But it shouldn't go to 0, it should go like by values. So let's see. There we go. Are you serious? I can't believe it was a casting issue. They couldn't divide 2 ints. And gravity. Where's gravity? Maybe it shouldn't be that much. Maybe I'll just make it 1. Ish out a lot. Okay. Ridiculous. Okay, that's fine. Figured it out. Let's make you 0.8. I think it's gonna be okay. Let me go do that in the prefab. 0.8. 8. let's go check out the scene real quick. And I'm gonna check that stuff in and jump off. So thanks everyone for hanging out. I'm gonna end the stream now and then check this stuff in. I'll be back Monday.